Hi, everybody. This is Hondo Carpenter from Sports Illustrated's Fan Nation Las Vegas Raiders Insider Podcast. I am your Raiders beat writer. Right here is my assistant beat writer, one of my favorite human beings in the world. He is the absolute terrific writer. He's a troubadour. He's a videographer. This guy can do it all. Matter of fact, if he was a baseball player, they would simply just say that he was a five-fold player. And if there's five, isn't it called the five? I'm not a
I,
baseball guy.
I believe so. I'll tell you, I don't have many regrets in life, but quitting baseball when I was in fourth grade is definitely up there with them. I should have stuck
That
with it.
would
So
have
I
been a
take it as a
smart one.
compliment.
No, it's a five-tool player. That's it.
Five tool.
Five-tool.
Yes, that is what it is. Yes, sir.
Five-fold is a spiritual thing, not a thing. All right, my fault. So, anyways, a five-tool journalist. This guy's so good. The great Zeke Trezevant. I just love and appreciate Ezekiel. Ezekiel, do you need to know, as Thanksgiving is here and upon us, we're in that season. I'm so thankful for you. I'm so thankful for your wife, Jasmine. I'm so glad that you're part of our team, and I just think the world of you, and I hope you know that.
Hey, likewise, Hondo. And again, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I'm thankful. I'm grateful for everything, man, for the opportunity. I know I've said it, but I don't feel like I can say it enough. So thank you for the opportunity. And thank you to the Raiders for the opportunity as well, man. Thank you to everyone. Really a dream come true.
All right, so let's dig right into it. There's a lot for the Raider Nation to be thankful about right now. Let's just start with AP. I think a lot of people are not. I have said that you don't come to the Raiders to learn how to be a head coach. Okay, so I'm a guy that's always. I'm nervous. I think it's that way with big time college jobs as well. There are some places you need to go other places and learn the intricacies of being a head coach. Having said that, I was an advocate for Bisaccia, and I'm an advocate for Antonio to get this job because they're getting head coaching experience, and I think he's doing well. Rookie coaches are going to make rookie mistakes. It's just the name of the game. Rookie offensive coordinators, rookie quarterbacks. I love the way AP is handling himself. I love the way he's handling the team. I loved one of his quotes earlier this week in a press conference when they talked about, the team's going to be changing a little bit this week because of the holiday. He goes, we've changed every week for 3 weeks that I've been the head coach. I love the way he's doing it. Zeke, your thoughts?
100%. I think in most cases, I agree with you completely in terms of the Raiders. That's not a spot that you want to learn how to be a head coach. But I also look at the other side of everything and I say, hey, you look at AP and just the situation that he was put in, and to be able to come out on the other side of that and they actually be doing pretty well. Although it's not the position to learn in, I think all things considered, considering the situation that was at hand, he's done an admirable job. I also think him being a former player, and again, when he first started, I was like, it plays a part in it, but it doesn't necessarily play that big of a part in it. Week by week, I'm starting to feel like him being a former player plays a huge part in it. And not just how the team reacts to him, but the fact that although he is a rookie head coach, he's a lot less of a rookie head coach than most rookie head coaches because of that playing experience. I mean, you lead a defense to a Super Bowl victory. You're not just a regular person that's stepping into a head coaching position. So he's a little bit further ahead. He's not necessarily a rookie like they keep saying about Aiden. Aiden's not a rookie. Kind of the same with AP in my opinion. So he's done a great job. The players responded to him. I honestly think Miami, if you weren't sure if this team was for real or not, I think how they played in Miami basically proved that they were for real.
And Vic, and this is something, and this is the last thing I want to say about Miami, then we're going to turn to the Chiefs. But this is something that I don't think is getting enough discussion. Miami had a bye week, and Vic Fangio, one of the best defensive coordinators in the National Football League, they had things that they have not done on tape that they threw at Aiden he had not seen before. And basically, the decision is, all right, we're not going to be able to do what we want to do. Let's scrap it, play ugly, and try to get the win. And on their last drive, they were playing to win a football game. I am 100% convinced. I don't believe he would say it publicly, but I believe I know this. AP would have went for two.
Had they scored? Oh,
And
yeah,
I'm sorry?
100%. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Wait. Now, see,
100%.
I'm mad at you because now you're doing the old guy answers. 100%. It's 100.
You 100. Listen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got so excited there, but I was thinking, I'm like, yo, if you score, he's going to go for two. Like I remember during the game, I'm like, there's no way he's kicking to go and still try to outscore Miami again. Like, no, he was going to go. I'm sorry to cut you off, but yes, I agree 100%.
Oh my God, I don't care if you cut me off. I've cut you off before. I'm laughing because you said 100%, and now I say 100.
100. We've switched places.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Now, I want to get into um, this team a lot. Um, I had my weekly question and answer article this week, and did it send some people through the roof? Somebody had told me Mark Davis, if they beat the Chief this weekend, should come in with an actual man rolling Cuban cigars. And I said, no, I think he should come in and say the interim tag is off. And
Huge.
I had a ton of people email me. I don't even know how many now that said, well, I read they can't give him the job because of interviewing and Rooney rules. And I want everyone to hear me. I didn't see that report. No one sent it to me, and I don't know who wrote it. So I'm not picking on the author. I thought that was wrong. And so yesterday I called an NFC general manager and I said, if the Raiders want to keep Antonio Pierce, do they have to go through all the interviewing and all that process? And he said, no, he's an
Oh,
interim in the
yeah,
building.
exactly.
Boom, hire him and it's over. So whoever wrote that, I'm sure they're a good person. They just didn't they whatever. I'm just telling you, I was right. They can go hire him. If he beats the Chief, I want to see Mark Davis go walking in like he walked out on that one Sunday night
Ah,
game.
yes.
I think it was the Jets. No, it was the Giants game.
I was about to say it
When
was
he
Giants.
came
It was
walking out of the tunnel like Ric Flair,
swaggy.
I just want to see Mark Davis go over, grab the mic in front of the entire stadium and say, hey, hold up. Don't go in the tunnel yet. And the whole place stopped.
Tell them to go
And
full.
Mark Davis goes, AP,
Hey,
no interim.
that's our coach, and just walk away. Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Can you imagine how the players would respond to that? Like you just beat Kansas City, and then they come, and then Martin Davis does that. Like you want to talk about getting those guys going for the rest of the season? Like that's huge. And then you got to think about it. Just removing the interim tag off of AP, that takes a whole lot of thinking out of Mark Davis's hands. There's no way to outthink yourself on this one, right? Nobody's going to get mad, especially if these guys keep playing well. No one's really going to get mad if you just go ahead and take that interim tag off. That's better than going through the whole interview process, getting rid of AP, and possibly choosing wrong and being on the wrong, direction for the next 3-4 years. So I think it makes sense to take the interim off, especially if they win against the Chiefs.
Now, I need everybody to listen because I've been telling you I have a long form article coming on Monday. And Zeke, you know what it's about. And I have been doing a ton of research into this article. It's going to be Tuesday now because we have an article that needs to come before it to set the stage for it. So that big long form article is coming on Tuesday, and there's going to be a huge article coming on Monday. The one on Monday is going to be the case for Mark Davis and what he needs, how he needs to handle this process moving forward, and what we're hearing about how he's going to handle it. So that's going to be Monday. And then Tuesday is that deep long form article. And Zeke, you know what I've been working on. The fans are going to love this, are they not?
100.
I
Listen,
actually I think it's going to probably make them mad.
they're going to be interested either way. It's going to keep them captivated in terms of what's coming. And I think, the information that you're going to be bringing is going to be something that most of Raider Nation is going to be interested one way or the other in what's happening. So I'm excited as well.
All right, Zeke, I want to turn to this weekend. The you know I have 10 criterion of which I always pick a game. Um, this to me, this game is super close. Now, all the respect in the world to the Chiefs. They're the Super Bowl champions. You to be the man, you got to beat the man. But their wide receiver core is not good. I don't consider Kelsey part of the receiving core, even though he receives, he's a tight end. A lot of drops, a lot of self-inflicted penalties that hurt themselves. Their defense is their calling card this year. The only reason I'm Before it was, I think the Raiders lose this game. And and as of right now, I still do. But a lot of people sold their tickets before the regime change. And I think the crowd being so overwhelmingly Chiefs is going to be the difference in the ball game. I think it's going to be close. If the Raiders get to 21 points, I think they win the football game. This one's going to be tight, much tighter than I thought. The Raider defense is better than I thought that they were. The Raider offense, I think, is going to be better. I think they learned a lot about themselves in Minnesota. I think they learned some things they could have done differently. They've got another week in the bag. I think this one is so close. If we get in there and it's a huge Raider crowd, I think the Raiders win it. If it's the Chiefs crowd that I think it's going to be, I think the Chiefs do. To me, this one's so close. I'm going to give my official prediction on Saturday or Sunday, but your thoughts?
Yeah, so I predicted I predicted the Raiders to win this one at
You
home.
did.
I think yeah, and you know, I didn't want to be that guy that's picking the team favorite to win every week of the season. That doesn't to me that doesn't we work too hard for that. But also I just feel like coming off of that Miami game, I mean, heading into last week, I said I thought that Miami game was going to be a 7-point loss, and that's what it was. So to me, that was confirmation that these guys are a better team, they're a different team. And I think they have a chance to go out and beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs are they the Chiefs? Yes, you got to give them that respect. They're the champions, etc. But at the end of the day, we've watched this Chiefs team struggle on offense for the first time in a few years under a new offensive coordinator. So I think anything is possible. The crowd will obviously play a part in it. But I think to a certain degree, as much as, you know, Antonio Pierce and the Raiders want the black hole to be a great, you know, tough place to play for opponents, I think they're almost used to opponents' crowds taking over. And at this point, this team, I think they're gonna feed off of that, and I think they're gonna go ahead and win this game.
Hey, what's your score? I know it, but tell everybody your score.
21-17, I think is what I sent to you. Basically, I think they can go out there and essentially do what the Eagles did. It's not like the Eagles went out there and dropped 40 points the other night. They played a slugfest and they won. And as they showed in Miami, a slugfest is exactly what the Raiders want to do. They don't want to go out there and try to outscore you 40, 30 points a game. That's not what they want to do. They want to slow the game down, just like the Eagles did. They want to play ugly. They want to be physical. I think that's what they do. I think they win the game.
I think this is going to be a big game for Josh. I'm struggling with this pick. I really am. This is much more difficult for me than I ever thought it would be.
Listen. When we talked a few weeks ago, you were like, you were like, hey, you Chiefs, right? But I think things have changed in the last couple of weeks that it does make it tough. And when I say change, that's a few extra weeks of watching the Chiefs play and watching the Raiders play. It's a little bit different now.
And you and I have a different perspective because we're so close to it. We see the little things Antonio's doing that fans don't. We get the nuances. I was asked by someone, and I think you'll appreciate this one. They said to me, "Do you think the players like AP, or is it just show?" So I said, "They don't like him. They love him. It is
Facts.
Rich Bisaccia-ish."
Mhm.
Agree or disagree?
I listen, I agree. And to that point, I can't remember his exact words, but Max Crosby, he kind of alluded to that after the game. And he more or less said, like, look at how we're playing. Like, yeah, we lost, but look at the last 3 weeks. Like, we're busting our humps out here for this coach, more or less, is what Max was getting at. So, yeah, you're right. It's not a like, it's a love. That first week, I thought, okay, maybe this might be a little bit of a show. Then the second week happened. And then the third week, and even in a loss, they looked like a different team. They looked like they were out there battling. I think under the previous regime, they might have lost that game in Miami by 20 points, 14 points. You know, had they been underneath that coaching staff. So I think they're playing for their coach, not just for this season, but for him to stay around. They love AP, and it's real. It's very real.
All right, let's talk about the three keys to this game. Number one, the defense holding the Chiefs to 20 or less points. Number two, 3 or less penalties for the Raiders. They cannot. And number three, and to me, this is a big one. They got to win the turnovers. If those three things happen, the Raiders win this ball game.
They have to turnovers, and they've obviously been doing well turnovers in terms of the last few weeks and really on the season. They've got just as many, if not more, turnovers through this point in the season than they did all of last season combined. So if they can keep that up, especially against a team like Kansas City, they definitely have a chance. So, but the penalties, man, I think that might need to be number one, because there's penalties and then there's penalties that completely ruin you, right? And that's kind of what happened last week. Just back-breaking penalties on third down on defense, just things you can't
Well,
do,
remember
right?
the
So,
Tyreek. They had Miami coming off of the field
off the field.
after a big third down stop that I think ended up turning into a Tyreek touchdown.
Yep, it was a touchdown. Yep.
That was the difference in the ball game.
That's it. Just, it's just, you can't have that, right? Penalties happen. We get it. It's just how it goes. But it cannot be just the ones that completely ruin the game for you or end up being the difference maker in the game for you. So if they can do that, like, they're not that far off. They really aren't,
No.
right? Like you said, wipe off those penalties, keep doing what you're doing on defense in terms of turnovers, clean up the turnovers on your side of the ball, and they can win.
Zeke, I'm going to tell you something that baffles me. And we don't mock the fans here, and I'm not. Without them, we don't have jobs. These people tune in and watch and listen and read. God bless every single one of you. Thank you for subscribing and following. If you haven't, please do it. Remember, never pay other people for what we give you for free. Just don't do it. But I'll see fans say, "Up, time to just blow it up, rebuild the whole thing." Really, you got probably the best special teams in the NFL, a rising defense.
Yeah, just speaking off pure emotion, pure just it's all emotion, right? It's wanting to win, and it's also just the day and age that we're in now. Like, everybody wants to win right now. You get the rookie quarterback, we have to go to the Super Bowl right now, right? Like, that's just not how it works, right? So, yes, a little bit
You know what's
unreasonable.
funny? I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
no,
Go
no,
ahead, finish.
no,
I
no,
didn't
I'm
mean to
listening. I'm
interrupt you.
listening. No, no, I'm listening.
I remember Peyton Manning's rookie year. He, at times, was horrible.
I've heard
He
stories
was a
about
rookie.
this year.
Rookies are rookies. It's why they're called rookies. You don't get mad at your kid when they come home from school as a second grader because they don't do trigonometry. But you have a right to be a little mad if they don't know 1+1.
Exactly.
Okay. You have every right to expect certain things from Aiden O'Connell. He's got to quit holding the ball so long and he's got to protect it. No argument. Okay. He's got to take some 50-50 shots, but he also can't look guys down. He's got to get through his progression. All of that's true. None of that's being too hard. He's a rookie. And now, wait a minute. I asked him Sunday after the game, do you got to use your legs? And he agreed that he did. He doesn't have to be Patrick Mahomes, but he also can't be
A
the
sitting duck.
Statue of Liberty.
100%. 100. Like, listen, Aiden, you got to think about all the things that he has faced in really the last 3 weeks. I mean, the man has played the last 2 games without his starting left tackle, Colton Miller. He's a rookie, and then you look at the defenses he's played in the last 2 weeks and the defense he's about to play on Sunday. Those are 3 of the top 10, 12 defenses in the NFL, and honestly, they rank higher towards the top 5 than they do the top 10. So, I mean, what other rookies coming in without their starting left tackle, going through everything that Aiden's had to gone through, and then playing 3 of the top defenses in the NFL? Like, you got to keep it in perspective.
And here's what I don't get. Maybe you can help me, Zeke, because you're a lot smarter than I am. I'm just a simple man. When he does big things against the Giants, oh, it's just the Giants. All right, that's fair. But when he wins ball games against the Jets,
That defense, the Jets defense it's the Jets
is it
defense.
not fair to say, or he's going against a very improved Miami defense and saying, okay, if what he did against the Giants was just because it's the Giants, give the kid some credit for what he did against those teams. I mean,
100. And listen, I would challenge anyone that is talking bad about Aiden or the offense, especially in the last 2 games, to go check the numbers on the Miami Dolphins defense and what they've done this season. I think once you do that, it explains itself. I think what happened with Miami is people are so caught up on their offense, they forget that defense is one of the tops in the league. So, like I said, again, it's you got to keep
and got
everything in
Jalen
perspective.
Ramsey back.
Yeah, come on, Jalen. Jalen was all over the field.
I got to tell you a great story. I'm not going to I'll tell you privately off air who, but I'm not going to say on here.
Yeah.
So fans were, and again, when we say fans, it's a small percentage, going after him for that interception on Jalen Ramsey. by Jalen. And I'm thinking, do you know how many Hall of Fame quarterbacks have thrown interceptions to Jalen? I mean, let's give the guy, it's like saying, I can't believe that quarterback got sacked by Max Crosby.
Like it's Jalen Ramsey. Like that's what Jalen
He's
does, especially
Jalen
a
freaking
healthy.
Ramsey.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Listen, I got to ask you this question. It's a very important question. It's probably the most important question I'm going to ask you today. I've got to pull it up on my phone here. So give me a second. You're a young man. And I'm going to ask you about this. In 1978, November the 23rd, it was one of the most dramatic days in American history. I survived that day. It was the WKRP in Cincinnati turkey drop. Are you familiar with that event?
No, no, I'm not. You know, I'm a history guy. I thought you were gonna go like I thought this is sports and history, but I have no idea what happened here.
Oh, the humanity. You really have no idea about the WKRP in Cincinnati turkey drop?
No, sir. Not that. No, sir.
It was literally, I'm going to give you the date. It was November 23rd, 1978. And the entire country, it ruined Thanksgiving for the entire country,
Wait,
shut
hold on, hold on,
down.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Was there like an oil something or a gas something shortage of some
It was
kind?
the WKRP in Cincinnati turkey drop.
So it's just. Oh,
I'll
then I have
send
no
it to you.
idea.
Okay. It was a dramatic day. I didn't think you kids knew about it. Us
Huh.
older people, it's like that's why when we come into Thanksgiving, like we never forget that day. Seriously.
Now I gotta know what happened.
You just go look it up. Just the
And,
humanity
and,
was
and,
brutal.
and to clarify, it impacted the whole country, is what you're saying?
The whole country. It
Okay,
was the
okay, I gotta look it up.
WKRP in Cincinnati Great Turkey Drop.
Okay, you know what? Listen, I was once a history major, so I listen. This now I'm interested. I got to figure this out now. So,
Well, I'm very nervous about what do they call you guys? Aren't you like Gen?
millennials. For I'm a millennial technically. I think the generation after me might be Gen X.
No, I don't. All right, who cares? Whatever you are. I knew you were. Just make sure you check that out. All right. This is the Sports Illustrated's Fan Nation Las Vegas Raiders Insider Podcast. And thank you for joining us. I am your Raiders beat writer, Hondo Carpenter. That's my assistant, the great Zeke Trezevant, Ezekiel. We appreciate all of you. Remember, we're part of the Fans First Sports Network. We're thankful for you. We're grateful for you. Have a great day tomorrow with your families. We're going to have lots of videos, articles, even though it's Thanksgiving. We don't stop right here at Sports Illustrated's Fan Nation, Las Vegas Raiders Insider Podcast. We'll see you all back here tomorrow. God bless you. Have a great day, Zeke. I'm super thankful for you and Jasmine and the kids. Make sure you tell her that, will you?
Yes, sir. We'll do. Thank you again.
Appreciate you and appreciate all you, everybody.